So I was having an investor onboarding call today, and one of the biggest things that always comes up is, should I invest in my retirement account? Hey Lane, this is your mom. You know, Lane, you're supposed to put money in your retirement account. Now, for most people, they probably should, because retirement account is sort of something that grows tax-free and you can get it out later, and it is sort of a forced savings account. That way it grows tax-free and it can grow a lot for you there. But for a lot of you guys are pretty good with your money, and it's probably better to invest it outside a retirement account. And I have 4 reasons why this is the case. First of all, most of the financial advice out there is predicated on this idea that you're going to get older, retire, shrivel up and die, and make less money in the future. But for most of us listening here and kind of being proactive to your financial education and financial future, you're probably going to be in a higher tax bracket in the future than you are today. Therefore, it makes more sense for you to pay the taxes today, get the money out of the retirement accounts now, and invest it. Some of the people in my network, they call the retirement account sort of a deal with the government, where you put your money in and the deal is, yeah, it grows tax-free in there, but the government essentially can tax you at whatever rate in the future, which that brings us to our second point. Taxes are likely to be going up in the future. If you've been watching the news, you've been seeing about $3 to $4 trillion of stimulus, potentially more in 2021. Now, how else are we gonna pay for all these government entitlement programs? Well, raising taxes is one of those things that is likely to be happening in the future, and not to mention inflation. But let's talk about that in another video. Now, so generally, the tax brackets are likely to be going up, where you're gonna have to pay more taxes. Get your money out now, pay your taxes so you don't have to pay it higher in the future. Point number 3. Now, I want to be able to retire a lot sooner than when you normally are, and I think somewhere the age between 60, 65 to 70. I don't know what it is, it keeps changing, it keeps going up. I would like to retire a lot sooner. A lot of us can retire in 5 to 10 years of taking your money out, jailbreaking it, and investing into good assets where the Wall Street guys aren't just taking all your profits and hidden fees. Again, a lot of times it takes less than a decade. And if you're starting in your 30s or 40s, you'll be out of the rat race well before your 50s or 60s. Therefore, you want your money out of these retirement accounts now, so you don't have to be paying all these fees, and you want to leak it out of your retirement slowly so that their AGI doesn't go into that highest next tax bracket. If you want to kind of understand a little bit more, get more into details, essentially for a married filed jointly couple, we're trying to keep you below that $330,000 approximately AGI. If you go and look at the 2021 tax brackets, there's a big jump between that 24-32% tax bracket. So my general rule of thumb for my clients is that we keep them right below that, so that we don't bump them into that next highest tax bracket. If they go up a little bit, cool, right? But we generally want to keep people into that 24% range and below. Lastly, I think the only reason that people would want to invest in these retirement accounts is it does grow tax-free when it's in there. Granted, as we said, earlier, there was a lot of negatives about it. You have to weigh the costs. But what if you could invest your money in something else that gave you the same tax benefits that it grows tax-free when it is in something such as a retirement vehicle? Well, that, my friends, is real estate. Now, when you invest in real estate, you're able to take the depreciation of the property as negative losses. And a lot of times these losses can create a negative paper loss for you, even though you're making a cash flow positive on your balance sheet. So kind of to dig into this example, right? When I used to own my first single family home rental back in 2009, it was about $350,000 in Seattle, Washington. There, the price of the land is pretty expensive. Therefore, the price of the properties are a little bit cheaper, but I could deduct 1/27th of the value of the property over 27 years. So this created a $6,000 paper loss for me every year, which I essentially made $6,000 or maybe a little bit less in cash flow and returns on that investment. But when I include the paper loss, the depreciation of that $6,000, this in turn created a negative loss for me. which is good because depending where you are, depending where your AGI, your adjusted gross income comes, now you can possibly use this to offset your ordinary income from your day job. So there you are, the 4 reasons why I don't really advocate for retirement accounts. Now, the only time I'll probably have a client keep money in their retirement accounts is when they're already in a high tax bracket. So taking money out of a retirement account will probably be, push them up into the highest tax bracket. So we're talking about the guys, unfortunately, they make more than $330,000 AGI. These are your doctors, your dentists, your lawyers making $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 AGI. If you're lower than that, don't worry about it, guys. You're not paying too much taxes, so get it out of that retirement account and put it to real investments that investing in cash flowing type of opportunities with value add. If you want to learn more, go to SimplePassiveCashflow.com and go and look up our retirement section at SimplePassiveCashflow.com/QRP. That's /QRP. Now you can read all about these points and more and learn all about investing in real estate and other alternative investments. Stay tuned for more on this channel. I'm all about trying to get you guys financially free. I was working my engineering job at one time and I never really liked it. And I stumbled upon this world of alternative investing and very different financial strategies that I discovered from networking and building relationships with a lot of other wealthy investors. It's very different than what your parents taught you or what likely your coworkers are telling you.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Please like the video and share and subscribe and help us grow our community more.